Hey y'all, welcome or welcome back. If this is not your first time hanging out with me on Southern Lightwork, I'm boiling some apples and spices right now because I decided I need to make some apple cider. And it smells amazing, but I'm also going to attempt to make, for the first time, an apple cider donut cake. Ugh. I have been on this baking kick. I don't know where it came from. I'm okay. It's welcome because it is therapeutic. The world is descending into chaos. I don't know if y'all noticed. Kind of hard to miss it right now. I've had my head in the sand for a while. Just in terms of the climate, political climate, all the garbage that's happening, because I've been trying to maintain my peace. I've been trying to deal with just everyday stressors, caregiver stress, working on businesses, trying to make a living, trying to keep my health in check with, very limited resources in terms of good health care. So, as all of us are. And, it's impossible to ignore now. So I want to do a love reading. It feels like, why on earth would you do a love reading when all this other stuff is going on? But it's like, this is why twin flames are being activated. If they're waves or not, I don't know. I don't think anybody knows for sure. But it feels like whatever wave or waves of twin flames or divine counterparts or community collaborations are happening now, it's because it's time to get activated. It's time to come together. Twin flames, in case folks have not already heard, it's not just about coming together to have wild, passionate sex and have kids and live happily ever after. It's about another mission. Like, you have a greater mission with your twin. So, at least that's what I believe. And I think that I want to pull some cards on it and see what messages Spirit might have for us in that vein, especially now with, everything is going haywire. And I think we need to tap in. We need guidance more than ever. We need to follow our intuition now more than ever, more closely than ever. Our human lives are at stake here. Like, but it's more than even just our mortal lives, our physical bodies. This is spiritual warfare. And I'm one of those people that used to deny all that and feel like, this is, that's just people are conspiracy theorists and they're just worried for no reason, and nothing is ever really happening as bad as they may make it seem. The fundamentalists are out here going crazy, but it's like, to me, there's no other explanation as to why all of this, some of the most inhumane, horrifying violence, genocide, ethnic cleansing, unjust war. I mean, is there a just war? Maybe. Can we be pacifists in this world? I don't think so. No, I think it's, and in terms of agreeing with war, nobody agrees with war. I don't think. I mean, there's probably some crazy folks out there that want to fight all the time, but it's like, when we're defending people from fascism and trying to end fascism, which has happened before, I don't know if I would say just, but where am I going with this? All you need is love. Beatles. Just came into my head. Love is the only thing that's going to get us out of this. It's not going to be a force bigger than ice. It's not going to be a better president. It's not going to be people creating a daisy chain around the globe. Like it's without any intention, without organizing. Like it's not going to be any single thing, for one thing. I think that love, twin flame love, divine love, unexplainable connections, it's going to take divine intervention and an unimaginable amount of love to get us out of this shit that we're in. How long it's going to take, I don't know. But that's why I keep getting people or other readers are getting messages about the connections being accelerated, like they're being sped up, they're being rushed, and not like rushing people through healing or bringing people together before they're healed, even though, you know, some folks are probably doing that because they're impatient. But like the unions are happening faster, the karmics are being flushed out, they're being discarded. There's no other way to put that. There's not a softer way to put it. They're being kicked to the curb because people need to be reminded or shown for the first time the kind of love that is going to get us out of this. That it exists. It's not a myth. It's not behind a computer or phone screen. It's not in a social media post. It's human beings, souls having human experiences, reminding each other where we come from. Love. And I can show you better than I can tell you. It's like we just all need to get back to, we're having a human experience. We can rely on each other. People are taught to be divided, to not trust one another, to not believe your eyes. So twin flames need to come together to show people with the most unconventional couples, people that you would never think would work together, that seem incompatible on paper, but they gotta prove it to everybody. All right, so Spirit, please guide me through these messages, unobstructed, uninterrupted by any dark energies, anything that would attempt to distort this message, to infiltrate. Archangel Michael, please protect me and anyone listening to this reading, watching this video. Archangel Metatron, please keep me honest. Please keep me accurate. Make the messages clear. Thank my ancestors, known and unknown. Myself as my own ancestor, the Most High God. So it is. What do we need to know about these twin flame connections, Spirit? And how they're going to help us? Isn't that romantic? It's about intimacy. Twin flames are going to teach everybody about intimacy, and this is a very private moment, you know, unless you're putting this on filming this, going live in your bathtub full of rose petals. But it's about romance, intimacy, reminding us of that. I can see what's in the sky. It looks like a blip. Okay, maybe not. But there's a cityscape in the background, so maybe about twins that live in a city, not in a rural area, but in a big city. What else, Spirit? What else do we need to know? I've gotten this before. This house way up on a hill, it's secluded, completely secluded, above the fray, in the clouds. Twin flames are going to be isolated, have been isolated from the pack, just so they can do what they need to do to heal. in order to prepare for union. They're going to dance together. This is a masculine and feminine, but take the energy is not gender specific. So I'm going to teach the world how to dance again, how to follow the beat of their own drum. They're going to be in sync. And even, just the mechanics of dancing like this. I don't know what dance they're doing. I'm not a dance expert, but look how the feminine has her arm across his shoulder and he's holding her with his arm around her. This looks like leaning on and supporting, right? So that is going to be the dance that they do in public, literal and figurative. Portal. This portal looks like, okay, she's not naked. I want to make sure first. She's got on like a bodysuit, but this is giving me vulnerability. Twins are going to teach people how to be vulnerable, and maybe even embrace your feminine side, no matter what your gender expression, your biological sex. This portal looks like she's stepping into warmth from the cold. There's cold in the background. Like this was the environment before this portal opened up. Have a sense of warmth and closeness, togetherness. From our please, Spirit. I pull this card a lot. There's a sunset in the water. And I love how this picture doesn't show the sand. It looks like someone's in the water, like a marine animal or merman. This is my imagination. That's what I see. Like popping up to see the sunset. Living in the ocean feels like an ultimate dream to me. I don't have a lot of dreams about being in the ocean, but I meditate a lot on being in the ocean, being in deep water. Emerging to see the sunset. It's giving living in two worlds, like being able to breathe air and exist underwater. So there's duality. The twins are definitely going to embody duality. Be able to operate in two different worlds, to be in this place in seclusion and in the world outside, the busy city outside, but we're able to get away. I said weird. Yes, I feel like I'm a twin flame. I identify as a twin flame. Okay. Romance and intimacy, seclusion, being in sync, portals opening, duality. Yeah, I like those. Bottom of the deck, wisdom. Owls definitely represent wisdom for me. I mean, they are spiritual. Significance is about wisdom, and they're also, I believe most species are nocturnal. You hunt at night. It's also giving me like moon card energy. The moon card in tarot is about things that are hidden. This is like there's wisdom in keeping things secret. So, yeah, hidden in plain sight keeps coming up too. About twin flames being hidden in plain sight. So let me see what the Black Churchish Oracle has to say about this energy. And then I'm going to get some tarot and some advice from the Love Oracle to see what order Spirit says to do that. We're getting into advice from my deck. This is my Black Churchish Oracle deck. It is available on my Etsy store. The link is in my description for this video. Please check it out if you're called to it. Comes with my guidebook that I made myself. I printed these pages, wrote the descriptions, and make these books myself that come with the deck. So, labor of love, it definitely was. And to toot my own horn, people are enjoying it. So, it's very, very fulfilling to give people something that comes from my imagination and that I can give to people for them to enjoy it themselves. So, trying to embody divine feminine energy, just, creating, being very creative. I didn't have any other inspiration besides just, tarot, learning tarot, twin flame dynamic, but also just spirit in general, just being more open to spirituality and using my experience with Black church, growing up in the Black church all of my life, stepping away from it, questioning everything, and still not back into like going to church every Sunday, but definitely appreciate my upbringing. I appreciate everything that's taught me about every aspect of life. Okay, let me not get into that. Just check the deck out. Check it out, please. I would greatly appreciate it. Not just to make the money, but I want people to see what came from me, what came through me from spirit to create that deck. Okay. Love messages, spirit, for this reading. What do we need to know, spirit? Confusion, uncertain, unclear, unsure. Okay, I'm getting that this has a lot to do with what's happening right now, what this intimacy is gonna help cure for us. What else? Healing, yes sir. Releasing, purifying, and cleansing. Yeah, we are going to be able to release a lot in isolation. Healing each other. This dance. What are we going to learn from the dance? Memories, reminiscing, dwelling, bittersweet. Okay. To be people that are coming together who've already had experiences or maybe even just past lives. Shared past lives together that you're remembering. Portal from cold to warm beauty. Charming, graceful, kind-hearted. It's also, that does kind of represent that. Just going from being cold emotionally to nurturing. I think I did say something about nurturing for that card. Admiring the sunset. What is admiring the sunset about? Distance, separation, space, blockage. Maybe somebody is overcoming that distance, wants to close that gap. So there's 2 sunsets here. These all kind of look like sunsets. Something's ending. I mean, sunset is often used to describe when someone passes away, but it can also just be a cycle ending. Confusion, healing, memories, beauty, and distance. Somebody's admiring the other from afar. Bottom of the deck, what we don't see coming is depth, awareness, importance, and value. Absence makes a heart grow fonder, doesn't it? It does. It definitely does. It makes people see your value. It makes you see other people's value and you're not around them. Just got it really hot. Split the deck on the devil and the star. On the deck, I'm sorry, they're both naked. The devil and the star. Obsessed with wish fulfillment. Yeah, we should be. We should all be obsessed with wish fulfillment. Getting exactly what we wish for, what we pray for. Because that's what helps us to, and healthy obsession is discipline to me. It helps you to really keep your eyes set on the outcome, the goal that you have in mind. I'm sorry, I gotta take my robe off. I'm burning up. Yeah, it helps you to stay focused on your task. Split it again on Hangman. It's changing perspective. Maybe you or both twins have had a change in perspective, which is absolutely part of the mission, right? It's like you have to change the way that you think about things. You have to change the way you think about yourself. You have to love yourself unconditionally. Union is not going to happen with completely healed people. It's also not going to happen with decidedly broken people. You have to take your L. You have to surrender to a higher power, to source, to God. You have to surrender to any illusion of control that you've had maybe all of your life. You have to let go of codependence. You have to let go of anxious attachment. You have to let go of things that don't serve you. Sometimes that's clutter. Sometimes it's a car, a house, something that in 3D world of importance, things that people value, other people look at as symbols of status, of accomplishment. Look, I got a few degrees, but they don't mean anything when I don't love myself. They don't mean anything when I'm not doing work that fulfills me. There's so many people out here doing things that have nothing to do with the program of study that they had. Like, we're getting away from, even though I love what I do as a therapist, but there's so many other things that we can and should do in this life that have nothing to do with what we went to college for. For people that have never been to college and in the same job for the last 10, 15, 20 plus years, if you're able to think beyond that this is who I am, your job is not your identity. I don't care what it is. Even if you are a philanthropist or a humanitarian, you've been in the Peace Corps forever, that's not all of who you are. We're so multifaceted. And there's so many other things that we can do in retirement, when we leave a certain thing, a certain profession, a certain job, a certain family, a friend group. You got to think beyond that. What else is there? So, getting some tarot to see what is behind all this. What's behind all this, Spirit? Nine of Swords, incoming communication, possibly impulsive. Somebody getting over confusion. What else? This is the one of the extra cards in this Smith-Waite deck. Mother and child. This card always gives me like, okay, this is not a child that's just learning how to walk, right? This is like a child that's, I don't know, maybe 7 or 8, 9 years old. And this mother feminine figure is like not stopping the child, with a hand on the child's shoulder. Could either be perceived as like holding the child back, whose arms are extended, like, I want to grab something, I want to take off on my own, I'm ready to receive something, I'm ready to give something. So is she holding the child back, or is she pushing the child forward? And I like to think of this as, just having a gentle hand on the shoulder is guidance. Like, I'm ready to let you go, I just want to make sure you're steady. So somebody could be ready to go out on their own. ready to get past whatever childhood wounding. Can't get my words out. There's baby's breath in her hair. It's kind of what that looks like. Which gives me like fertility. Sound of a motorbike outside. That could be significant. A motorbike. That sounds so old. A motorcycle. Yeah, she's guiding. She's not holding back. She doesn't have a firm grip. It's a gentle touch. It's not a firm grip. Somebody's releasing their mother wounds. All the above. Take that as it makes sense for you. What else? Two of Cups. With the dancers. Memories. And the Two of Cups. Wish fulfillment. Twins are absolutely wish fulfillment. Even before you know you are. It's like, it's preordained. And if it's the case for you, like, you know who your twin is and you actually know them and have been in contact with them in 3D, or you've had some type of relationship, romantic or not, you have good memories of each other. You have fond memories of each other. But the bittersweet part of it is maybe you haven't been able to be in union. Maybe you've blocked it yourself. Maybe you have not recognized it, not surrendered. And at this point, it's like, now I'm seeing they're similar adornments in their hair. This looks like the same similar adornments in their hair and a white robe. This feels like somebody letting go of a child as well for their own happiness, possibly. So you could have children already, and maybe you've been holding on to your kids with anxious attachment, but you've decided that you're going after love again. Could be that your children's other parent turned out to not be so hot. And maybe you swore off love, but now it's like, okay, let me let my children go. Let my child go. And stop holding on to them. Look, I'm not a parent, but I've seen so often in my own family and in other people's parenting, like, you can hold on to your kids so tightly that they block you. That they block your blessings. You make them your whole world. And they become an excuse for not living. I just watched an episode of the last season of Queer Eye. I'm so sad. I love that show so much. But there is an episode with a woman who is a firefighter. That could be significant for you. A woman who's a firefighter and has two daughters, has twins, who was like basically let herself go because, and I say let herself go not in a misogynistic way, but just like emotionally, she's not tapped in. She's not paying attention to her own needs. She's put her needs on not even the back burner, but like up under the stove, like back where the dirt and the dust bunnies and dead spiders are. Like, she has put herself so far out of her own priorities that she's just emotionally blocked. And there, of course, the whole point of it is to bring people out of that shell, to get them to see that they can look better, feel better, think of themselves better, put themselves first, and still be a good mom and a good firefighter and a good whatever you do for a living, and you know, be able to receive. They basically helped her to get back to her feminine energy to balance it, right? That's for somebody. What else? Oh, like 3 of Wands. Okay. So, 2 cards came out. One hit the table and one flipped upright. I'm going to take them both. Page of Cups and the Tower. Whoa. With this portal that is shaped kind of like an egg. It's an oval, but it's kind of egg-like. Feels like fertility, beauty. Tower and the Page of Cups. Feels like a tower moment has led to that is bringing in an apology. Someone sees collective's beauty, charming, graceful, and kind-hearted disposition and beauty, and this tower has brought on a message of emotional message. Heart open message. And 10 of Wands. Somebody's done with the distance. I'm done with the distance. They've been admiring you from emerging from their emotions. Now all this is coming together. I'm seeing something different. They've been emerging from the depths of their emotions that they feel to see the sun again, which they see in the collective. The distance has been a blockage, but they're putting down their burdens. They're laying down their burdens for sure. I always see this as like somebody carrying lumber, like they're going to build up another house somewhere, figuratively or literally. I'm taking these wands to rebuild instead of like just carrying them around as the burden they are. Okay. And what is yet to be revealed is the 4 of Wands. The 4 of Wands. That is the marriage card, is it not? All right. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. Maybe I'm not explaining it right, but I like to say this too. Like if you're watching my readings and you see anything different in your interpretation than I do, please take what resonates for you. Take what interpretation you get from these. Your intuition for you is better than mine, right? Like my intuition is mine, so it can serve me. So please use yours over mine if you see something different. It's totally fine. I'm not trying to force any messages on people. So, yeah, let's get some advice from the Black Church Oracle. Advice and outcomes. Let's ask for both. Advice and outcomes for this twin flame union that is apparently imminent with this 4 of Wands. Advice, please. Okay, this keeps coming out recently. Secret admirer. This card is about, not a malicious secret admirer, but somebody who is watching, have a watchful eye because they're up to some good. They're up to some planning. The description also talks about, that the watchful eye of the Most High, maybe overseeing something, overseeing some type of connection, some type of collaboration. And in this card, I wanted it to look like this person that kind of like looking out the side of her eye at this person is, automatically assumed to be the secret admirer, but this one's kind of on the side eyeing too, who's ever sitting next to them. So is it this one? Or does the secret admirer have a secret admirer too? It could be, I don't know, I don't want to say throuple, but Yeah, there could be somebody watching the collective and somebody watching them. Could be very, very true. That's what's happening. But that's feels like advice, maybe just to be watchful of that. Because people are, I'm still new to this, learning about this twin flame stuff, but it sounds like something that a lot of unhealed people will crave and probably do really desperate, stupid things to try to either steal for themselves or to disrupt. Archangel Raphael. Raphael has been in my, I should have made this card green, has been in my thoughts today. I was listening to a Raphael meditation video earlier. Raphael is about healing. Look. And it comes out with this pile. Healing and isolation, very hermit-like. Individually and in union, there's going to be so much healing. There's going to be healing of childhood wounds and whatever else you need to heal from. The healing continues. With Archangel Raphael involved, it continues. And it also could be that whatever twin flames are coming together are also healers in whatever capacity they've been given. They could be trained medical people, they could be therapists, it could be shamans, holistic medicine practitioners, Reiki masters. The list is endless. There is healing that they're doing and that they will help others with. That is the hermit, the deacon. The deacon is behind the scenes, running stuff behind the scenes. It's the same as the hermit in tarot. The hermit goes away by himself to learn something, to study something, to study himself and his own reactions, his own thoughts about things, and comes back to help other people, comes back with that new knowledge and that new expertise to help people. So maybe both of you, collective and your person, are both doing this in private, which would make you very compatible, would it not? Very compatible. If you're doing the same things, you have some of the same values, you have some of the same life goals, career goals. What else? What's this apology in the tower about? What's coming from the apology in the tower moment? Singing out loud, collaboration, brightness. This card is, I love that yellow color because it just made me feel a certain way. With color psychology, yellow is definitely about healing, about beauty. It's so bright. It's the color of the sun, or the color of the sun that we see with our eyes. That we draw, the way we depict it. The sun is not yellow in the sky. It's hard to look at. It's a color that we don't really have a name for, but we associate this color with the sun that gives light, that gives life. That's what's coming in this apology. Somebody's seen the light. Somebody's seen the light because of the tower. What are they doing with these 10 of Wands? What is the collectivist person doing with these 10 of Wands? Whoa, 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 whoa. It's 2 cards. The hymnal and the baptism. Okay. These cards are also, they've come out more than once for me, this deck. The baptism is about to 22. 46 is a 10. I haven't looked at the numbers. But baptism this is initiation. This is me being who I say I am. It's how Christians basically say, this is what I want to do. This is the path I want to walk as I get baptized. And that means I'm owning it up. I'm owning up. I'm publicly saying I'm a Christian. Somebody has been initiated into some new way of thinking, new way of life. And the hymnal is about either getting away from tradition, embracing tradition, and also new way of thinking. So this is giving me spiritual awakening has led to embracing the new and the old. Embracing the new and the old. On the bottom of the deck is the Burning Chapel. That's another tower. That is another tower. If this marriage coming together is going to cause a tower, but I feel like it's not going to be for the twins. It's going to be a tower for other people that have tried to block it or are currently trying to block it. Like I was saying, people envy this. People envy twin flame connections for what reason? I don't know. Because this shit is hard. It's hard. It's frustrating. It requires the utmost trust in yourself, in your intuition, in God. Trusting the process. You know, that's another thing that right up there with divine timing. Trust divine timing and trust the process. Two things that a lot of people are so sick of hearing because it requires patience. It requires blind trust of the divine. It requires that you stop trying to control everything, that you let your ego, we don't want it to die completely. You know, ego death, ego death, ego death. You hear that all the time. And it's to a point, like you need to, it's almost like, I don't know why I'm seeing a dumb waiter. You know, those like the old fashioned, the compartments that people had in their houses that, I don't know if this was very common in the US anyway, I don't know. But maybe mid 20th century where there was like a compartment in your kitchen, you could put food in there and send it upstairs to wherever else in the house. But like a little elevator for food. But I don't know why I'm just seeing that. But there was like, the one that I'm seeing has like the opening, like elevators open horizontally, this opens vertically. That's what I'm seeing. So that could be significant for somebody. A dumb waiter? Yeah. Somebody's being served something. Something at a distance. They're getting something served to them. Well, I'm hearing legal papers. But let's see. Somebody could be getting sued. Somebody could be serving somebody with divorce papers, protective. Wow. I'm hearing temporary protection order, TPOs. Could be significant for somebody. Get a few charms. I'm gonna wrap it up because my apples are probably boiling. This it's a crown. What does it say? Is it backwards? Princess. Looks like it's spelled wrong, but there's a princess in the mix here, or somebody who's considered a princess. Maybe your person thinks of you as a princess. That's why they're admiring you. There's a stagecoach. A stagecoach. If I can get the word out. A stagecoach. This always gives me Cinderella. It goes along with this princess. Archetype. Princess in a good way. You know, princess is used to describe bratty people too, but this feels like a positive characterization. There's a cat. There's independence. There's, yeah, to go with the Harmer card, the Deacon card. Somebody has definitely been independent for too long, I'm hearing. It may be hard, like for those of you who have maybe never been in a healthy relationship, or it's been a long time since you've been in one, and you've perfected solitude. You've perfected being single. Maybe even been too independent in relationships, and you're realizing that's something you needed to work on. That you should be interdependent, not codependent, but interdependent on your partner. We do things for each other, and not the same things, not in competition, but we are playing to our own strengths. I'm doing what I'm good at and what I can do for you well, and you're doing what you're good at and what you do for me well. And there's a balancing act that happens. Still can be independent. In fact, it's most healthy when you are still independent, but only to a point. When you got two of cups, like that is counterparts. We are equally yoked, supposed to be together, but we still have our own lives. When we come together and we dance together, we still have a dance that we do that it works. But if you have a mission beyond being in love, showing people what it's like to be in love, you've both been in hermit long enough. Just pulled what is this? Oh, holding it sideways. It's a seahorse. I pull the seahorse a lot. This always speaks to like the soft masculine because, and I'm sorry if you listen to this whole explanation in the last video where I pulled a seahorse, but they're balanced. The males carry the babies and they watch over them, and they the biological males, and they have, it's not ambiguous, they have sex organs that allow them to carry the offspring. But the sweetest thing I've seen recently is that the seahorse couple, they kind of do a little dance together every morning. This is the interpretation from the video. Who knows if this is accurate, but it appears that they do some type of little dance with each other with their little tails curled up together. Kind of like running each other bathwater, just to co-regulate. Let me remind you that I love you. Let me show you again my affection, which is very beautiful. Something that a lot of us long for, maybe for the first time or the first time in a very long time. What else? Taurus. That could be significant for you or your person. Maybe you're both Taurus or earth signs. Makes sense for this balancing religion, or not balancing religion, I'm sorry, balancing maybe that's the case. Somebody needs to balance their religiosity and spirituality, or they want to, but old and new, balancing your rigidity. Look, I got an earth sign moon, so Capricorn moon, so I get that rigidity is hard to let go of when you're an earth sign. It's hard because you got routine, you plan, you have your set way of doing things, you have a favorite everything. Like, people, you don't understand why people don't have a favorite something, because it's just like you are so sure of what your favorites are. But it's okay to let go of that sometimes, especially with someone that you're being soft with, somebody that you're in love with. You're learning how to release that hold. And finally, for what is unseen, what do we not know about this twin flame union, or the wave, for a specific couple I'm thinking about, I'm picking up on. What is unseen? Anchor. That you will anchor each other. We will be anchored in each other. We'll be anchored in your spirituality. And anchors are not permanent. Why did I say that? You can move your vessel at any time. You can pull up your anchor. You're never stuck. Somebody needs to hear that. You're not stuck, right? Like, you may feel like I've put my anchor down here, and you're this person. You or your person could need to hear that. Or they're feeling this way. They've been feeling stuck, and they have been settling into, literally settling for something less than they deserve. And that's a reminder that you can lift that some bit up at any time and move your vessel. Because if you have this waiting for you, let that tower happen. Let the chapel burn. Talk about in that card, just all of the lumber at the bottom. The lumber at the bottom. You can take that and rebuild. Salvage what you have left so that you can rebuild. All is not lost. No matter what you are going through, if there's breath in your body, all is not lost. So that feels hopeful in this time of hopelessness, potential hopelessness. There's any hope that we can find, that we can eke out of any situation, any relationship, any circumstance. We need to do that right now. So if you come together with your twin, know that you are loved, you're protected, that it's for a reason. There may be more towers, but you have this ability to get through it, no matter what it is. And your twin is going to help you. And you're both going to help fix everything around you. Even if it's not on a large scale. Small scale effort matters. It has a ripple effect. Do what little thing you can in your own life when you come together with your twin, not if, when you come together with your twin, your counterpart, to make that ripple effect, because we need you. All right, thanks for watching. I love y'all so much. This is from my imagination to yours.